Welcome to What the Fuck Tuesday, Relationship Advice live stream. We do this every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, going over advice requests that have come in advance. This isn't the show that we do, which we do sometime, where you ask your questions right here on the air and we give your answer in real time. These people sent their questions in advance. If you would like to have your question considered for submission for a future show, just look in the show description down below on YouTube and click the link, or you can go to debsterism.com and you'll see the Vice's submission form over there in case you're joining us on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook or some other kind of streaming service. But welcome, everybody. We're winding down to the end of February, and I'm so ready for this to be over. But, today, Shay had something up on her Instagram earlier, because I was telling you guys yesterday, I got my days mixed up. So today is Tuesday, TWO day, and it's a very powerful day for getting what you want if you command the universe. And so maybe Shay will type that in the chat room a little bit later. But at 2:22 today, on the second month, the 22nd day of 2022, I posted a graphic up on Instagram advising people, that this was a special day according to spirituality, and to write down what it is that you want, and that it should, that those combinations of powerful sources will help it come true. That's the story anyway. So, look at Canadian brother happened to make it. What's up, Coach K? And I see a new name here, Queen of Cali. Oh, well, welcome, Cali. Sister girl. That's what I'm talking about. And Maya and Kimberly and Stardance. Oh, yeah, all the usual and customary. Amina, everybody up in here. Melanie, Onyx, with her crazy self. And Lee, what's up, ladies? So let's get started with all of this, because looking at this cover, it's 26 questions today. Usually we have 25. The other day we had 28 or 29 or something, just crazy. I thought I was going to die. But today we're down to 26, so I guess I won't complain. So here we go. Question number 1. This is a female, 42 to 49, from Wellington, New Zealand. Help, with a whole bunch of exclamation marks. I'm 42 and working through issues of dating a 38-year-old father of 2. For background, I've never been married, nor do I have kids. I do not want to have any either. I don't mean this to sound awful, by the way. Side note, I was open to dating a guy with children because almost every guy in my age range has them, and I thought I was being closed-minded to exclude them all. So we've been dating for 8 months now, and I really like him. He's co-parenting 2 children with his ex-girlfriend. He has a girl 11 and a boy 9, and they spend 3 days a week or so with him. I met them even though I really wanted to wait at least 6 months before doing so, but he kind of surprised me just 4 weeks into the relationship. Wow, that was really soon. So here's the guts of this request. In December, I purchased 2 tickets to a concert for my boyfriend and I. It was a gift, and I was equally excited to share an experience and grow out our connection. On top of that, the tickets cost $250. What? Yeah, which is a little costly, especially since my hours just got cut. He had no issue with the concert tickets, as it's his favorite band. The show is in 2 weeks, and he said that he received an email that the annual daddy-daughter dance falls on the same day and starts at the same time. Without technically canceling, he asked if I can change the ticket date, which he knows I can't. The show is a 90-minute drive from where the dance is. Oh, so in case he was going to try to squeeze them both in, that's not going to work. I do not have any experience with this. Usually anyone blowing off plans is a red flag, but this is his daughter. I've never gone to a father-daughter dance either, might I add, nor will I have wanted to at that age because my dad is not a social guy, LOL. I also feel like I'm going to be set up for lots of these types of situations, and that's not a good feeling. So my question is, am I being unfair in my frustration and extreme disappointment over this concert? Should I politely bow out of this relationship if I'm feeling this way? How do I even discuss these feelings and issues with him without coming off insensitive? You can't okay, this is, people here may have a difference of opinion because that often happens. But from my perspective, um, whatever, his daughter's 11, they're going to have this one father-daughter dance for this whole year, possibly until she's back in high school. He's not going to want to miss that, especially since he has such an active role in his daughter's life. If it was kind of dad that he saw his kids once every 6, 8, 10 months, every couple of years, he would just blow it off and he wouldn't care. But that's not the kind of guy that you're dating. This is a guy who's very much involved in his children's lives. He sees them, as you said, he has them at his house 2 to 3 times a week. He's a very involved father. He cares a lot about his kids. He's not going to pass this up to go to a concert. So either you go online and sell the tickets, which would be my recommendation, so that you don't lose any money, because I think that's part of what you feeling the frustration, that taking a $500 hit over something like this. But if it's a band and concert and they've sold the tickets out, you can legitimately sell them online. You can even contact the venue and tell them that something came up, and if somebody has, they want tickets, that you have to leave your name, leave your number, and if they will give your number out, and you can sell the tickets. That's not a problem. Make sure you get cash though. Don't let somebody write you a check or pay you on some online something or nothing. No, no, no. You get the money in cash and then you give them the tickets. But that's your only option, girlfriend. Either that, or you maybe got a friend who wants to purchase them from you or something like that. But it's not, no, it's not, your feelings are not wrong. I would feel frustrated as well. But what I'm telling you is, to approach him with this and try to make it into a big deal, it's not going to work well for you. This is not that kind of daddy. This is the kind of daddy whose kids are important to him. And he wants to go to this dance. I would have never asked my father to go either. But I'm like, because no, that would have never happened. My parents would have never known about it. But I'm kind of concerned that he didn't get the notice till so late. Why? Because they usually plan stuff like that out. Like the parents it's on a calendar at the beginning of the school year what day they're going to have all the events. So I'm kind of confused about why he's just now finding out. But I don't know, maybe something came through the mother and she neglected to tell him. I don't know what the setup is. But I'm just saying, your feelings about being frustrated are totally valid. But what I'm saying is that's just something you're going to have to just deal with on your own. And if you anticipate that this kind of thing is going to keep happening, he's going to place his kids over you, and that's something that you don't really feel comfortable dealing with, then it's time to deuce out a relationship right now. Well, he's not a single dad. He's co-parenting. There's the parents, he shares a mother. He shares custody with the mom. He's not a single dad, and she's not a single mom. They just not together anymore. They're co-parenting their children. So, he's very active in his children's life. So they're at his house 2 to 3 times a week. That's not a single dad. So let's move on. Question number 2. You got a big decision to make. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group from Fresno, California. He's a Cancer. Can you see other people if you're on a break? I have a little bit of confusion about everything, so I need to ask before I mess up something. Me and my girlfriend of 2 years are very close to breaking up, but she really doesn't want to, and I feel absolutely terrible. I don't know what to do. Should I consider going on a break like she wants? And if I do and I meet someone else, am I allowed to do stuff with them? Because by asking her directly, I feel that automatically ends all chances of getting back together. Well, since you're asking me, I'm going to tell you my perspective. Now, I know a lot of people don't agree with me, because to them, a break is, they're still together. In Deborah's book, once you have anything that starts with a break up, breaking from now, broken, anything like that, that means it's shattered, it's in pieces, and it does not exist as it used to exist. Therefore, you are now a single man. She is now a single woman. You can do whatever you want to do with whomever you please. That's my perspective on it. Because to me, if you have a relationship, there's no such thing as a break. Once you say, we're going to take a break, that means you're broken up. Okay? Just like if people are married and they get a legal separation, the bifurcation, that is a sign and a legal, that's a legal separation of that marriage. And, so the people, technically they're still married, but they, go out and date and get other partners and all kinds of stuff be happening. So, and you just dating, you're not married. So if married people can do that, then certainly single people can. So if I were you, what I would do is tell her, understand this so that you guys are on the same page and it doesn't feel like, you're tipping around behind her back. Say, you want a break. You suggested this, that we break. To me, a break means that we're broken up. So once we agree to this, I'm going to give you the break that you requested. That means we're done here. So, don't call me. I don't care what goes on with you. You do whatever you want to do. I'm going to do the same. That's what this means. So it was been nice knowing you. And, it was great 2 years, but we're done here now, ma'am. And that's what you say. This taking a break stuff is just, I don't know, that to me, that's just a coward's way out of a relationship. They don't really want to deal with the emotional upheaval and the tears and the crying and the begging and the whining and the pleading and the, don't you love me anymore, and all that kind of stuff that happens when people are really ready to let go. But by saying, oh, we're just going to take a break, it basically gives them the time to start, to do whatever it is they want to do and separate from you. But without all of that, because the person who's getting left is hanging on to hope that they're going to get back together. So it makes it easier on the person who wants to leave to deuce out. You see what I mean? So it's just a cowardly way instead of just dealing with it straight up and saying, I don't want this anymore and we're through. They don't want to do that. So they say, well, let's take a break. Let's take a break. But basically, you're broken up. So don't even trip about it. And I don't understand why people don't get that. You know, I don't know what they think a break means. It's like, either you have a whole sandwich or when you cut it, you only have half a sandwich, right? So once you have half a sandwich, you don't have a whole sandwich no more. And to me, that's what a relationship is. That's the whole sandwich. Once you start cutting it, dividing it up and divvying it up and all that stuff, then I don't know, you have snacks, but you don't really have a relationship anymore. So I don't know, but that's my understanding of it. And since you wrote me, there you go. Question number 3. This is a female. We got 26 questions for those of you just coming in. 26 questions tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show we did last night. I put that together. And I was like, oh, look at me. I'm getting good at this. My little slideshow and stuff, in case you missed it. It's you can see it on the page there, talking about what was I can't remember the topic right now. My mind went blank because I'm looking at this letter and I'm thinking about that. Well, anyway, let me just stay on one thing at a time. Question number 3, female, 22 to 27, from Norwich, England, in the UK. Norwich. I'm a 24-year-old female dating guys in their late 20s. I'm online dating, and I'm kind of tired of the first date drink dates. I don't really like drinking with men I don't know because of some traumatic things that have happened to me in the past. Also, I feel like drink dates are really low effort, and I would rather get to know somebody over lunch, dinner, or a fun activity. However, I don't want to hurt or offend anybody that asks me on a drink date. What are some polite and kind ways I can turn them down and suggest something else? How do I turn down drink dates with guys I'm just getting to know? Is it a turnoff for me to do this? No, but all you have to do is say, I don't drink. I'm sorry, I don't drink. But we can get together, ice cream, have a sandwich, meet at Starbucks or whatever they have in Greenwich. What did you say you were? Norwich, England. I guess they probably don't have Starbucks, but they probably have some tea shop or something. And say that because they're not going to know. You say, I'm not drinking right now. Some medication I'm taking. I don't know, just make up something. But the bottom line is you don't want to be drinking alcohol and you're losing control of yourself around some man you don't know, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Because these dudes are some of them are kind of like, oh, thank you. Yeah, that's right, confidence. God, why did my mind go blank? I'm reading her question and thinking about the video last night at the same time and just couldn't even focus, just tripping. Okay, well, you don't like drink dates? Yeah, well, that's what she says, but I don't know. Do you like tea, coffee? I don't know, milkshakes, ice cream. Like you said, a sandwich, lunch, something, inexpensive. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want to invest a lot of time or money in a first meeting. And I can't say that I blame them, because I'm the same way. I'm not going to invest a lot of my time or money or energy in some chump that I'm just meeting for the first time either. So, you want dinner and all this stuff. No, see, I'm against that. All you hungry heifers want somebody to feed your asses all the time. Eat somewhere else. It's not, you in there in and out in 30 minutes. You don't need to be eating. You have something to drink or a little snack, a little thing, a little sandwich or ice cream cone or something, and then you get ghost. That's what you do. And if you want to, hook up later and have a, more extensive meal where you guys sit there and talk for 2 hours or something, linger over dessert and have coffee and all that little stuff that people do when they go on dinner dates, well, then you can do that. But that would be a second date after you've already screened him on the first one. So, this idea that somebody should be investing all this time and money in you on a first date is an erroneous thought. And I don't understand why women even have it. Like, what is this that you're thinking? That, no, don't even think about that. Okay. Tell you, one of the best first dates I ever had, the guy made fried chicken and something. I don't know. He had some stuff in there, deviled eggs or something, like a picnic style lunch. And in downtown San Francisco, in the wintertime at Embarcadero, they would make like this fake ice skating rink. And so, people would go there and like after working on the weekends and stuff, and they would go ice skating. So he got us tickets to do, ice skating at lunchtime. So we ate our little stuff, and then about, 30 minutes or so, we fell down on the ice because I cannot ice skate and he couldn't either. So it was fun. We just fell down on the ice and then we went back to work. But that was one of the most fun first dates that I've ever had in my life, And I was bruised and battered up and yeah, because I was steady falling. I didn't know what. I can roller skate really well, but I could not ice skate for nothing. Something about balancing on little blades on the ice. I just could not get with it. But it was fun. It was a different experience. All right, let's move on to question number 4. This is a young man in the 35 to 41 age group. It just says USA. I guess he doesn't want us to know exactly where he's from. Why does telling her that I miss her feel like such a big step? I've been seeing this wonderful woman for a month and a half now. We've been spending a lot of time together, seeing each other every week, spending nights at each other's houses. It's forming into a great relationship. So why does me wanting to tell her I miss her seem like such a big deal to me? We obviously miss each other, but we never say it. We Snapchat each other all day, every day. For even more context, I was in a 10-year relationship and her in an 8-year one with a narcissist, and we both experienced emotional abuse. We're both the first new relationship since. Me after a 2-year break from dating. Okay, so you haven't been dating anybody for 2 years, and this is your first situation after that horrifying experience. Well, some of this might be like this. Yeah, we used to have a roller skating rink in San Francisco. It used to be called Playland at the beach. They tore it down at some point. I don't remember when. I was a little kid. They tore it down and built, like condos or something out there. It was prime real estate. And, we used to go there and ride the rides and eat cotton candy and all this kind of stuff. This was before San Francisco got as built up as it is now. So they needed that land for housing. But it was fun. I remember that. It was a good time out there. But, sir, I'm going to say this to you. I don't know if you don't know if you're an Eddie Murphy fan, but Eddie Murphy had this skit where he was talking about being in the desert and having a cracker, and how he was like eating a cracker, and it was like the best cracker he ever had. He's licking his fingers and saying, "Oh Lord, this is the best cracker I've ever tasted in my life." Okay, but he was in the desert and he was starving. And so, of course, it was the best cracker he ever had because he hadn't had anything to. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is going on here. You don't really have anything to compare it to. So it's like the best cracker you ever had. And I think you're kind of idealizing this. She's not going to say that she misses you before you say it, because that's not how women usually want to wait until they know where the guy is positioned before they, come up with all these effusions of emotion. That is for a reason, because we are all socialized that if we, start emoting all over the place with all these dudes, that you'll chase him away. So I'm going to tell you this, you got to man up. Stop hiding. If that's what you feel and you think it's real, then open your mouth and tell her. And then she'll say, yes, me too. But you waiting for her to do it. It's not going to happen. Because then you want her to step into what is traditionally the male role. Once she starts being the man, then what does that make you? Okay? So remember that. If you don't speak and you don't step up and be the man, that makes you the little B. And no, not too many women's going to respect you if you're the little B and she's playing the man role. It's going to be like, ew, this is kind of gross. And it's like all signs of attraction, if she's a normal heterosexual woman, are going to go up in smoke. Okay? You guys got to play with what excites women, what stimulates them, what makes them want to be with you if she's a heterosexual woman. Now, if she's something else, that might be a different story. But on this channel, I don't deal with all that stuff because I can only talk about my personal experiences. And as a heterosexual woman, that's all I know. So that's the reference point that I'm going to be coming at when I answer these kind of questions. Nothing wrong with everybody who does something else, but that's not my area of expertise, so I can't speak on that. I have to only speak on what I know, and so that's what I'm saying. You want, to tell her, then you're going to have to open your mouth and do that. But think about it, though, because it's only been a month and a half, and you all feeling like this. I don't know. I'd wait a little bit if I were you and just really examine what it is exactly I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. And then if you arrive at the conclusion that, yeah, this is real, then you say it. But I'm just a little hesitant because of the situation that you've both been through and the fact that you've been on a 2-year, hiatus from any kind of dating with any woman. So, a woman that pays attention to you right now off the bat, you're going to be like all over it. So just slow down a little bit and give us a little more thought before you open your mouth and write a check your ass can't cash. Question number 5, female, 35 to 41 from Paris, France. She's a Pisces. The male in question is also 35 to 41 and he's an Aquarius. Thank you, Candace, for choosing my letter. Hi, Deb. I'll try to be brief. I'll give you some context to understand my situation. I'm 37. I'm a black woman born in France. My 30-year-old brother got married in 2020. Because of the worldwide restrictions, we just went to the civil ceremony, and right after that, they had a little party at their house. Everything went well. In 2 months, they're having a bigger party for everyone who couldn't come 2 years ago. The problem is that I had a big argument with my brother a few months ago. He yelled at me for the first time and talked about the money he gave me when I needed it, money that I gave him back. Deb, that fact has nothing to do with our argument. The reason why he's upset is that I decided to leave the family WhatsApp group because he was using it as a propaganda tool for his church, talking about Jesus 24/7. I am no longer a Christian, so I'm not trying to hear that. I'm very clear on this point. I'm not the kind of people who hide their opinions, but he decided that this is what he wanted to do, regardless of the discomfort it causes in the group. Some members of my family have different religious beliefs, but no one checked him about it. One day I woke up, saw his message of Jesus. I was not in the mood to read that, so I said it was unbearable, and I left the group. Not 1 minute later, I received a call from my brother who was in a rage. I told him I wouldn't talk to him until he came to his senses and hung up the phone. He apologized 3 days later and told me that the church told him to do what he does to spread the gospel. That is so disappointing. I already had to distance myself from several friends and family members. I removed my useless father from my life. I limit my interactions with my mother. That's another story. But she learned to respect my boundaries. All of my childhood until my late 20s, I've been disrespected and taken for granted. It took me a long time to build my self-esteem, and now my tolerance for BS is very low. My boyfriend told me that I didn't have to go to the wedding party if I didn't want to, but to take the time to think about it. Dale, I would like your opinion. Do I have to overcome this resentment towards my brother and go to the party? I was at the civil ceremony, so I think that's enough. I need some of your wisdom. Thank you so much for your amazing work. I would not go. What you gonna go for? You already saw them at the first one, the real one. Okay, this is just like a repeat for those who couldn't make it to the first one. So that doesn't mean you have to go to both. They specifically said this is for the people who couldn't make it the first time. Well, that's not you. So you was at the first one, right? So that means the second party is not for people like you because you was at the first one. You don't need to go again. I mean, it's your brother, and I know you love him and all sorts of stuff here. But, you can bet once he's in there, he's going to start with his preaching stuff. Then what you going to do? Just get up and leave? I mean, it's just, no, don't even bother. Don't go. Send them a card or something to say acknowledging their second, anniversary or something, whatever you want to do in that respect. But you don't need to send another gift, and you don't need to appear, and you don't need to feel bad about it either. Okay. And if anybody says anything, said, well, he said that this was for people who didn't make it to the first one. I was at the first one, so that means that this is not for me. So why would I come to the second one? That's all you have to say, and they're gonna sit there and look at you and blink and say, well, yeah, he did say that, and then that's it. You out. You out. Scot-free excuses. Yeah, but the other thing, what I would probably do too is I would make a second family group that he was not in. That's what I would do. So I could talk to people, and then we could all talk amongst ourselves and just exclude him and his Jesus freak behind. Nobody trying to do that. My oldest brother went through that for a while, and he used to carry a Bible with him. He was talking about he was gonna he was gonna become a pastor and all this old stuff. I banned his ass from my house. It's like, don't come here with that stuff. And he was like, oh, but you're supposed to do this, and the Bible says we have to preach the gospel. I'm saying, yeah. I'm so glad that you feel that way, but I don't. And I don't want it in my house. And I don't want you in my house either. So all these years later, I mean, he came to my house a couple of times since then, but he hadn't been back to my house in probably about 10 years. We talk on the phone. My little brother, the other brother, I see them. But this is the oldest one. I can't with him. And he always, since he's the oldest, he like to tell everybody what to do and think he's like everybody's daddy and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, you are exhausting. But yeah, so I know exactly what you mean. It just wears on your nerves because it's like they don't even hear you. They don't respect the fact that you said, no, I don't want this. It's fine that you go, and nobody's telling you not to do that. I'm just telling you not to do it to me. But they don't want to hear that because they feel like they have the right to talk to you any kind of way that they want to. At least with yours, it's your younger brother, but he's the oldest, and he just want to just boss the world. It was just unbelievable. So we had to do the low contact thing. It was just unbelievable. I don't know. So I know exactly the pain that you're experiencing. That's why I'm telling you all that, because I've been there. Question number 6, male, 22 to 27 from Tampa, Florida. He's an Aquarius. The female in question, 22 to 27 also, and she is a Leo. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Hello, Miss Cooper, and thank you in advance for accepting my letter. My sister is a huge fan of yours and suggested I write to you because she said you give the best advice about relationships. So I'm hoping you can help me here because I am desperate. So here it is. Oh, I wonder who his sister is. So I met an amazing woman last year while on a cruise to Mexico. We immediately hit it off, and I can say it was love at first sight. Amazingly, we are both from Florida, living in cities not too far from each other, so we naturally flowed into an incredible relationship. We have laughed together, traveled together, shared mind-blowing intimacy, and helped each other through tough and mentally exhausting studies as we prepare to graduate from med school and go into the workforce. She will be a pediatric resident, and I will be going into child psychology. Here I am thinking we're on a fast track to an incredible life when she gut punched me with some news that was devastating. I had the engagement ring ready and was about to propose when she said we needed to talk. Although we never discussed children in the year we've been dating, I naturally assumed that we would be having them. She said that if I want children, then she can't marry me because being a mother is something that she has never wanted. That's a lot of Leo women, I hate to tell you. The thought of pregnancy, childbirth, and that 18-year responsibility makes her shudder and is not in her life plans. Although she wants to be married, she does not want children and never has. She is in fact looking to have a sterilization procedure that ensures that she won't ever become pregnant. Miss Cooper, I love this woman more than anything, and I am now so depressed and sad. The irony is she is great with kids and would make an amazing mother. How could she not want any? Now I have so much to think about and don't know what to do. I cannot lose her, but being a father someday is equally as important to me. Should I wait and hope she changes her mind? I know it could happen because she's so young, but she says her mind is made up. She's old enough to know what she wants, or old enough to know that she does not want kids, just like I know I do want them. That many people have kids and regret them after the fact. I can't argue there because she does have a point. Although she loves me as well, she is willing to part ways so I can have what I want with someone else. But the thought of being without her is physically breaking me. She has given me a choice. I don't know what to do. I know the woman is my soulmate. Any advice you can offer to a heartbroken man would be greatly appreciated. Oh my God, dude, this is kind of heavy to put on my shoulders, but I'm gonna tell you what I know. As a Leo woman, I was just like her. I never thought about having kids. I didn't even think about getting married. As I've shared here several times, my husband proposed to me 3 different times, and every time I said no. The last time when he said, I'm not going to ask you no more, okay, now that would have been, time number 4. And then that's what got my attention. Now, he was an only child. I have 3 brothers. I'm cool. And like a zillion cousins, as you guys know. I was just like, both of my parents come from, families of 10 to 12, 10 and 13 kids. I have hella aunts and uncles and cousins, just like armies of folks. So, my meter as far as kids and babysitting and all that stuff was super full. I didn't just, no, I don't want no parts of that. But, I married a man who was an only child. He wanted to have kids. I said, well, you might get one. And there you go. That's what we had. So, but with her, she has a very demanding career on her plate. She's even taking a step where she's looking to have herself permanently, to have a surgical procedure done to make sure that she never changes her mind. That's a lady who's this is it. This is a wrap. She's not changing her mind. So now the ball is in your court. If being a father is a dream that you really have for yourself and your life, you're going to have to leave her alone. You're going to have to make a choice. Do you want to have children or do you want her? It's an A or B situation. There's no choice, no door C. So you pick one. The thing that's going to make it kind of challenging for you, though, is now that she knows that you want this, even if you do choose her, she's going to be giving you the side eye, thinking that, you're going to be trying to pressure her and talk her into it, like you were just saying, could she, would she change her mind? That means you're keeping hope alive that you're going to get what you want out of this woman, and she's telling you, I'm looking to get sterilized. I'm not trying to have no baby, and now or ever. She's told you. And I'm going to tell you this, with Leo women, once we tell you something, if we say no, you can go to your grave and understand that that's just the way it is. With me, I hadn't really thought about it, but it wasn't like I had made up my mind that I wasn't going to. It just wasn't on my agenda one way or another. I hadn't been like her thinking about it and made a decision. But once I made a decision that I was only going to have the one, that's what we had. See how that works? Were you with any other kind of woman on the astrological chart? You might have a chance. Not with a Leo. She said no, and that's it. It ain't happening. Okay? That's it. She's spoken. So you are going to this is all on you. And I know either way, you're going to be sad. Either way, you're going to suffer and lose something very precious to you. This is a no-win situation for you, sir. The only way you could win, win is you go fall, have some kind of equal love with someone else, and then she doesn't want to have children. Well, then there's your win. But the age you are, I mean, were you ever in love like this before? Do you think that you could find this again? Is this a once in a lifetime kind of emotion that you feel? You have to think about all that. Are you willing to give that up for a maybe? Because, you might meet a woman and she does want kids and then y'all can't have none. Did you ever think of that? You might meet a woman and you have kids and then the kids come out all messed up, defective, birth defects or whatnot. I mean, this stuff happens. I'm just telling you. Late term, miscarriage, all kind of stuff happens with people. You have to think about this. This is not a decision I can make for you. I'm just giving you all the possibilities so you can think this through all the way before you make a decision. Because, you're going to be banking on a maybe versus the sure thing that you have now. So you just got to decide which one is more important to you. This is heavy. And I feel so sorry. It's so sorry for you. I know this is tearing you up. Ooh, man, this is a rough one. Yeah, she wants to do that. Lee. And so, I don't think there's a chance in hell that she gonna change her mind. We don't tend to change our minds very much. Once we make up our mind as Leos, that's it. It's a wrap. That one way that mind shuts down and ain't nothing else getting in there. Question number 7, female, 22 to 27. It says, small city in the UK. Hello, squad. Recently, I dated 2 guys, and I noticed both has my way or the highway kind of a personality. I already rejected one of them because I strongly felt he wanted for things to go his way always. The other guy is still in my energy, but I am making a decision on him, which is mostly a rejection. I am finding it hard to get to know him due to his avoidant attachment style. Probably just because of avoidant style and me not being able to get to know him, I feel he is my way or the highway kind of personality too. If I try to bring up some issues in our connection, he goes silent on me for 2 weeks and then will come back as if nothing happened. Really? And you answer the phone and deal with him? He just wants to sweep the issues under the rug. He also doesn't share or open up. So it looks like he has major trust issues too, and he is not ready to share with me. I have known him for about a year now, and I feel like I am just wasting my time. He wants a relationship with me, but doesn't finalize anything or take things to the next level. I am not nagging at him either, and sometimes we go without talking for weeks. I just give him time and space he needs. Since he doesn't share anything on my end, I sometimes feel like he's just giving me the silent treatment and then comes back whenever he is ready. He also doesn't talk much, so even though I like to communicate more in a relationship, he's not ready to change his style. We talk once a week for 10 or 15 minutes over the phone and meet every few months since we live 5.5 hours apart. So that's like from here to LA. Unfortunately, in my case, I have to go for long distance because it's difficult to find guys from my culture in the city that I live. I feel the connection is getting toxic and it is better I get out now. I do wonder if such kind of personality who goes into a man cave a couple of times a month ever gets into a successful relationship with anyone. Okay, first of all, let's rewind here. You talking about he wants a relationship with you. What gave you that idea? Nothing about his behavior says he wants anything with you. You cutting this waste of time situation off, like block him on your phone as soon as you hear my response. Just get rid of this fool. I don't know. I hesitate to say what his situation is. I know they'll be in here saying stuff like, "Oh, he's probably married." I don't really care what he is. That's irrelevant to me. My point is, are you getting what you need to call yourself and progressing to a relationship? And the answer is no. So, his issue, whatever he is, whatever he got going on, whatever his excuses, all that doesn't matter. None of that is even a point to consider. It's just a waste of energy. We're talking about what you're looking for and if he's giving it to you. The answer is no. So in a situation like that, you don't even think about all them possibilities, maybe woulda, coulda, shoulda, and all that old stuff there. You look at, he doesn't communicate with me. He doesn't talk even when we do. He disappears and then he shows up 2 or 3 weeks later. We see each other once every couple of months. He's just keeping you on a string, for whatever convenience you provide. And if I were you, I would realize that this is stupid and I would cut this maniac off. Okay? You're not getting nothing out of this. I don't understand what you're doing here. This guy wouldn't even be a bleep on my radar. Once he did that first disappearing act, when he tried to call me again, he would have got that Verizon recording that they used to have. I used to love that. I put that on my phone every time. The party you are trying to reach has blocked your number and is no longer taking calls. And I'm like, ooh, Verizon is savage. I don't know when they did away with that, but because I left them and I went to what's it called? I went to Nextel. And then Sprint bought them. I was like, oh, deuced out. And then I went down with Google. Google Fi. Yeah, for weeks, honey. She said weeks. She not even dating. I don't even know what this waste of time is. It's just, you can't even call this dating. You see somebody every couple of months or something. He don't have nothing to say. He just want to hook up. That's what it sounds like to me. But I don't really want to. Oh, there you go. See, Shay is talking about it. I was hoping she would do that. to explain what this 22222 thing means. And there it is right there in the chat. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me put it on the screen since I can do that. The master builder and ascend to new heights. Tell it, girl. Look, there's my shake coming through, 9,000. So you see that, young lady? This is the time, this is the day. So block him and ascend to new heights. Because what you're doing here is just wasting your time and energy. Tell it, Shay. Question number 8. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group from Corpus Christi, Texas. I need to know how I can stop seeking approval from women and accept/understand that not everyone is going to like me. Sorry, Deb, but I'm destroying my life every time I encounter a woman who doesn't like me. I am 22, about to finish college, and feel I need to get this under control before I go into the workforce. When I say they don't like me, I don't just mean, like intimacy-wise. I mean in any way. Like if a young lady thinks I'm annoying or stupid, I get really upset. I just feel like a failure because of whatever reason I don't meet their approval. Wow. I don't have to even know these women, and definitely I'm not in a relationship with them. I think it's because I value their approval over men's. For some reason, I truly want to impress women, even if there's nothing I gain from it. I guess the best way I can describe it is when a woman approves of me in any fashion. Again, not just intimacy-wise. I just feel like I'm a good person and I've accomplished something in my life. Wow, this is kind of sad. And I guess I assume women's opinions are superior to mine. And if they do indeed disapprove of me, then it must be because I am a bad human being. How do I get over this? It's ultimately going to be unfair to women who might ever decide to give me a chance. My insecurities will come out and run them away screaming. You're right, because I'm just reading the letter and I want to run away screaming. Dude, get yourself into some therapy. You can start by listening to the video I did yesterday about confidence, because I talked about this very attitude, this approval-seeking, pleasing, looking for validation outside of yourself, an indicator of low self-esteem and a total lack of confidence in yourself. This is something, you're so young. I don't know who messed you up in your childhood, what happened to you, who was all in your head. But whatever it is, before you get into the workforce, you need to get a handle on this, because you get out there and you're going to be roadkill. Especially you didn't say what your major was and stuff, but going into anything like in tech or in a corporate environment, people are sharks, and they're gonna see you looking like you are like you're just roadkill. That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be roadkill. So it's it's something that you're gonna have to address now. So look into some therapy. Okay. Look into some therapy, because that's too much burden to put on women, and for them to be looking for you to be looking for them for your sense of self and your approval, like you're okay and you're good enough and stuff like that. It's just not going to work. Question number 9. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Toronto, Canada. She is a Taurus. Hey, Auntie Deb, I wrote you a while back about my dating struggles where men are apprehensive to date me because I'm, quote, too attractive. You proceeded to suggest me getting a passport and find an older man in Europe or somewhere. Well, Auntie, a few months after that letter, I was scouted and I am now a working fashion/commercial model. Think similar brands to Target, H&M, TJ Maxx. I've been doing surprisingly well in my newfound career, but my dating struggles have been amplified tenfold. I have no issues attracting men, but they all simply lust over my looks and go crazy when I say that I am a model. I'm aware of my physical beauty, but no man wants to see past that. I feel like they just want the clout of getting a, quote, model on their arm, which makes me very leery of opening up. It's so hard to trust because I don't know if a man is genuinely interested in me or interested in scoring a trophy before committing to the woman he really wants. It's sad to be constantly lusted over, yet no one wants to make that true commitment. I'm literally the only single friend in my friend group and the only model as well, which I find ironic. My model friends, however, also echo the same concerns. It's like it's harder to date the more attractive you are. It's so strange. What's the point of all this beauty then? I'm coming to you, Auntie Dan, because I can't say this stuff aloud without getting judged because my life is so easy and with all the pretty privilege, end quote, that I allegedly receive. Moreover, my modeling career has allowed me to travel within and outside of Canada, yet the men are all the same. Should I start lying about my work? How do I know if he wants me for me and not for clout? Should I just date other models, photographers, and creatives? Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I would say that. Date other models, other people in, you know, the industry that also have, you know, they're in the business that you're in. They understand where you're coming from. Now, this may sound odd, and I'm going to say this. You're young, right? You're young and you're exceptionally beautiful. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't give a shit about them having a commitment to me. Why are you trying to settle down so young anyway? What's wrong with you? You don't need to worry about a commitment. And you know, you got men with money that want to squire you around and take you fancy places and pretend like they got something on the trophy on their arm. Go. How is it hurting you if they look at you as a trophy? You're not gonna give them nothing. Okay, just keep that in mind. There will be no activities going on here. You are merely arm candy. And you know, if you need an outfit, you need some shoes, you need a jewelry, you need to get your hair done, your nails done, and all that kind of stuff, then make them pay for it. That's what I used to do when I was young and cute. Not that I'm ugly now, but you know, when you're young, they tend to want to do that. Older guys will pay. And I was like, oh, I don't have they want to take you somewhere. I don't have nothing to wear. I have a closet full of clothes. But I don't have nothing. Well, let's go shopping. Yeah, let's do that. You don't spend your money. I'm not spending my money to go somewhere with you so you can show off your other old friends that you can get some young tender. You're gonna pay me for that. Yeah. So, you know, that's something you have to think about. Because I'm telling you, you know, at your age, I really don't understand what you do. Young girls want to get settled down and be, you know, all like clinging on somebody and having, you know, this whole relationship thing. And you worried about what your friends got. You know what goes on behind closed door stuff you don't know about. So don't be looking at them all envious. They having struggles and stuff. Look at you see the advice column. Okay? And they're all in your age group, just having drama for days with these knucklehead men. So you got some older dude who want to take you around and fly you around places and do all this fancy stuff. Go. And then take your little ass home and going back to doing what you was doing. You don't do nothing with them. Okay? You hear me? That's not your purpose. Your purpose is to sit there with your legs crossed and look pretty and be on their arm and look pretty. And you make them charge them for that. Now, if it's not going to benefit you to go anywhere with them, then you just say no. You want the man that's going to benefit you, whatever it is you want. Now, you got pretty privilege, use it while you still got it. Okay? I just wish I had used mine more. I sure do. So you give that some thought. I'm not saying this is what you have to do. I'm just trying to say, you know, what is it that you think a relationship is going to bring to your life that you don't already have? I can't easily get, except for some drama. You know, your friends, of course, they're going to be fronting and trying to act like their life is all so wonderful and happy, happy, joy, joy with them knucklehead boyfriends they got. See, to me, we're going to do a show about that, too. We're going to talk about boyfriends. Y'all and these damn boyfriends. There's a lot of confusion about that topic. So I'm going to have to get y'all straight on that. We're going to talk about that after my vacation the first week of March, because don't look for me. After February is over, I'm not doing shit. I just want you to understand. Don't look for me. You're not going to see my smoke. You're not going to hear me breathe nothing. I'm going to disappear into a hole. And I'm just not going to say nothing. Oh, yeah, you know, I need to find my pictures when I was younger, like in my 20s and stuff. Shoot. I was smoking. So, you know, I'll have to go to my storage unit and dig through all the boxes one day when I had that kind of energy. Just thinking about it makes me feel exhausted because it's boxes from the floor to the ceiling, and I don't know where them photo albums are in there. So I probably have to pull out 30 boxes to find them, and it's just like, that's not really, you know, interesting to me right now. But I promise I'll do it at some point in my life before I retire. Let's move on to question number 10, female 28 to 34 from Greensboro, North Carolina. I am 31 and I have a 37-year-old female friend who confuses me with contradictions and scares me with her anger. I need some advice on how to communicate with and be a good friend to her. Why? Why? She scared you? What? Why are you trying to be a friend to her? Get rid of this fool. Okay, let me finish reading the rest. This friend constantly contradicts herself, Deb. For example, she constantly complains about her ex-husband, but when I asked for a conversation about another friend who was mean to me, she got mad. I asked for 5 minutes, but she kept talking and asking questions and offering advice, and the combo went on much longer. I thought it was okay since she was the one engaging, but she later told me that she was burnt out by that conversation, and I feel really bad. I don't know how to be a good friend here, and I feel really weird and bad. I don't want to open up about anything anymore, and I feel shut down. I really like her, but the contradictions are becoming confusing. How do I communicate when I'm afraid of her anger? She has been super angry in front of me in the past. I was helping with an audition video and there was noise outside and she was flipping out. And I wanted to say, this is making me uncomfortable and I'm going to leave. But I was afraid to say that. God, you need to get you some ovaries or something. She recently stopped answering my texts and said that it was because I talk about work too much. But she talks about work way more than I do. She also said that she was feeling bad because I'm busy and she's not. But whenever I ask her to hang out, she bails. I feel like I need to stick up for myself, but I'm afraid and I don't know how. God damn it. Aren't you afraid of your own shadow? This is ridiculous for you to be as old as you, 31 years old, and acting like this. It's embarrassing. In Greensboro, North Carolina, acting like this. Girl, if you don't block this fool, block her. Okay? She's not a friend to you. I don't know what you call this. What this situation is here with this idiot woman that you call a friend. She don't want to hear nothing you have to say. She's got double standards. You calling it contradictions, but no, it's called a double standard. What goes for her doesn't go for you. That's what this is right here. She scares you. She's angry all the time. She has weird outbursts, and you feel like you're shut down and stuff. I'm trying to figure out what it is that you think that you're getting out of this relationship. She's not your friend. Okay, friends support each other. It's not a one-sided relationship. And you up there helping her with an audition video and there was noise outside and she was flipping out. I would have just got up and left. Well, since it's noise, we at your house and there's noise outside and you can't control it, what you think I'm going to do? I don't want to hear this shit. I'm out. Poop. And yeah, she's 31 and the friend is 37 and she acting like this. Man, at 21, I would have cussed her out. She was probably at 11, but I didn't really cuss that much then. I just cussed on the under because you can't let your parents hear. You can't let your parents know you have a potty mouth. So, but definitely by the time I was 16, she would have got a mouthful out of me. Girl, this chick is a waste of time. She's sucking your energy, and all the time you wasted writing this letter when you should have been on your phone going blockity block block block. That's what should have been done. Yeah. Shut up, Yellow Star. That's funny. This is not a sir. This is a girl. Sweet Melody. This is two women. She's a 31 and she's writing about her 37-year-old female friend. Two girls. Oh, sad. Question number 11. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Lincoln, Nebraska. I need to know if you think I'm controlling for asking my boyfriend to take a break from his video game after a date and pay attention to me. I'm going to keep this as short as possible because I know you hate long-winded letters. You are right. Okay, so my boyfriend, he's 28, and I'm 27, celebrated Valentine's Day with another couple. This is a tradition that we've had for 4 years now. The day started at 7 a.m. I got up, took the dog out, I made breakfast. My boyfriend got up, then I left to go shopping for a dress around 10. He spent the day gaming. Then I returned home around 3, took the dog on another walk, and then I got ready to go. My boyfriend gamed until about 5:45, then changed, and we left. We were out from 6 to 11 p.m. with our friends. So he didn't take a shower or nothing. He just jumped in some clothes with his stinky butt after sitting in the house all day. When we got home, he took the dog out, and I was cold, so I went to change and came back to hang out with him, only to find out that he was playing the same game again, and had started a new level, which usually takes 45 minutes to an hour to complete. Surprised, he got down to business so quickly. I asked if we could hang out and talk, and he grumpily sighed and asked what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted to sit and chat and spend some time together for the evening. Figured we'd be going to bed soon, too. And then she put the smiley face. He responded with an attitude saying, well, we just spent a whole day together and isn't that enough for you? Wow. Your boyfriend said that to you? I just spent a date with you. Isn't that enough for you? And you didn't cuss him out? Hit him with something? Man, he would have been wearing everything in the refrigerator talking to me crazy like that. I just would have started pitching stuff at him. Eggs, jelly, mustard, mayonnaise, everything. Extra fried chicken, whatever's in the refrigerator, he would have been wearing it. It would have been on his game console, all on him, everything. You think on the game is shit? They'll say talk to me crazy like that. I have anger management issues, I think. So anyway, yeah, he said it to her. Wow. And he added that he didn't play the game all week. We do our own things on weeknights after work, and I never really care if I'm still using that stick together paper that I bought. If he's gaming or anything, but this was a special occasion. Deb, his response made me feel shitty and controlling and crazy because I asked him to get off his game and hang out after our date. Is that such an unreasonable request? I ended up just going to bed, and he stayed up and played. But I don't know, I'm just kind of sad. What would you have done? I just, well, okay, I didn't know you was going to ask me what I would have done, but I just told you. I would have politely went to the refrigerator and came back with an armful of stuff and started throwing at him. You think you're going to play that game? You're not going to play nothing. He's going to have to figure out how to play it through his mustard and mayonnaise. How about you do that? Ketchup and everything. I'm telling you, I know me. I just would have went crazy. How dare you say something like that to me? And then you just went to bed? Oh, no. I would have been calling a rental agent saying, find me an apartment because I'm the fuck up out of here by the end of the week. And this thing here that you call a relationship, this is over. And don't you think you even don't think you're going to touch me. Don't even look at me too much until I get out of here. Oh, Amanda's back. Yep. I'm hyperventilating now with the rage I feel on her behalf. That is so degrading, so disgusting. And this is the best he can do. I've already spent a date with you. Isn't that enough for you? Can you imagine? Nah, girl. Okay, I understand you were taken aback, and you're young. You're only in the 22 to 27 age group, and you probably never experienced anything like this, and you didn't really know what to do or how to feel. But I'm telling you, the feeling that you feel of rejection and hurt and, disbelief and all stuff, everything that you feel is valid for you to feel. I first want to say that. Now comes the thing is, what are you going to do about it? To have a man that speaks to you like this with such disrespect and disregard and call him your boyfriend and he want to be sleeping in bed with you and all this kind of stuff after he talked to you like that? No, you ain't going to touch me. You're not going to touch me. Don't even think about it. Sleep on the couch out there with your game, your mustard and mayonnaise and egg covered game. How about you do that? Man. Whoo. This is unbelievable. I don't know how you stood it. I know I would have went off. AWF. Question number 12. Female, 22 to 27 from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she is a Capricorn. I found this on another advice page, and I thought the answer given was so fake and stupid. So I took a screenshot on my phone, and I want you to give an answer from the Deb perspective. Oh, okay. No, Shay, it's true. The poster wrote, I've been invited to a woman-only baby shower, and I am conflicted about going. Why? I was marginally okay with the women-only bridal shower, as my friend said it was women-only because her husband-to-be was stationed abroad, and she said it would be sad to have her male friends there, but not her husband. But now that she's pregnant and her husband is stationed in town, she's having a woman-only baby shower, same as the bridal shower. End quote. She always seemed progressive, so I've been surprised by the binary gender division. Okay, you and these young millennial fuck-ups. General division and exclusion, and I'm tempted to RSVP saying no. I want to support my friend, but I don't want to support this gender essentialist nonsense. Do I just send my regrets, or do I tell her why I'm not attending? Deb, if she had written this to you, how would you have responded? I would have told her, you lucky that your friend, you go ahead and tell her that you're not coming because of that so she can cuss you out. Because if somebody sent me a note like that, telling me I'm not coming because it's woman only, I would say, bitch, don't ever bring your ass around me. All this new shit is like, no, this is a new thing where men come to baby showers. Men don't get pregnant. The fuck they need to be there for? Men don't become mothers. Did you forget? It's a baby shower. They don't need to be there. They don't have nothing to do with it. They ain't carrying the baby and they ain't birthing the baby. This is some new bullshit that just started in the 90s or early 2000s or something, where men be hoarding around coming to baby showers, but they don't need to be. Most men, used to be like, somebody would say, come to baby shower. They're like, hell no, that's a woman thing. I'm not going to that. The men go somewhere else and meet at the bar and watch sports and talk shit to each other. They don't go to a fucking baby shower. This is some bullshit. And then you want to try to punish somebody for adhering to old school values? Men don't need to be a baby shower. That's my personal stance. Okay? They don't need to be there. Go and do something with them, some manly thing. Sitting around there playing baby shower games and stuff. That's so fucking sissy. And I know people say, well, that's not politically correct. Ask me if I give a fuck. When have I ever cared about being politically correct? We don't do that on this channel. I say what the fuck I damn well please. And that is not, this don't make no damn sense. So any men listening to this, don't you ever take your ass to a baby shower. Somebody sits up there and invite you, say, no, I'm not doing that. Well, men don't need to be there. That's just the way I feel. Okay? Go do some man shit somewhere. Go build something, create something, develop something, invent something, invest something, do something with yourself. Okay? Don't be sitting around a bunch of women talking about I'm in a baby shower. Where's your testosterone and your nuts? Shit, that's some shit for people with ovaries. That ain't you. Okay? This is some bull. Okay, so now you shared this with me. That's what the answer she would have got from me. Like, you hella stupid, and I hope you do tell her that so she can cuss your bitch ass out. Binary definition. Women are different from men. That's why the one who's pregnant is a woman. Okay, so no matter how y'all want to try to fix this and, fancy words to say that, genders are the same and all so bullshit here, it's not true. Okay? Stop buying into shit that you see online and, what's politically correct, trying to pass all this shit around. Women are not men. Men will never be women. It's never going to happen. Okay? You can call it whatever you want to, take every pill you please, and get every kind of surgery known to mankind. It's not going to turn you into a woman, and as a woman, it's not going to turn you into a man. You are what you are. People need to accept it and stop with all this tripping shit. I don't want to be that. I'm non-binary. You confused as fuck. That's what you really are. Question number 13, female, 22 to 27 from Oakland. Hello, Deb. I am feeling very guilty right now. I was on a BART train on my way to San Francisco to work. When I got off the train and was walking to go to my job, a lady came in front of me and I was very startled. She came up very close to me and started reaching for my bag with my lunch in it. Touching your food? She kept saying, food, please, and I kept saying, sorry, no, sorry. I only had a salad for lunch because I work an 8-hour shift, and there aren't any food places near my job that I can get to and from in time for my lunch. So I said no because it was the only food I had, and she eventually walked away, as did I. But I still feel guilty. I feel bad for that poor woman because I don't know if she was even able to get anything to eat after. I would have gladly given her something if I had any other snacks. But I only had that salad and I didn't have any cash. But I still cannot help feeling like life is very unfair to some people. And since then, I keep thinking about it. And I just feel like a bad person because I feel like I am very privileged to not have to beg for food. And here I am not helping someone. What can I do? You can get the fuck over it. Let me tell you that. Okay, you young and you live in Oakland, so you might not know this. I grew up in San Francisco. Do you know there's at least 50 different places where she could go to get some food? They have so many food pantries and food, food kitchens, what they call soup kitchens, where homeless people can get food. The biggest one is Glide Memorial. What they call that? St. Anthony's Dining Room. over there, that is like an institution in San Francisco. They serve thousands of meals every week. Okay, then there's some places downtown San Francisco that give out food, like bag lunches and stuff to the homeless. There's food pantries where you can go as long as you have a hotel room. They'll give you food, fruit, canned goods, all that kind of stuff that she can take to wherever she's staying. And with a can opener, she can have a meal. So one thing you do not need to do is worry about feeding anybody that asks you for food in the city of San Francisco. I don't know what's in Oakland, but I know in San Francisco, there's nothing to worry about. Okay. If you want to be helpful when somebody is coming like that, you can go on to, what is it called? I think it's called foodbanks.org. Foodbanks.org, I think is the website. You go on there because it's like a nationwide service, and you just put in the location for where you want to look for, the city, zip code or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been on there in a long time, but I think you just enter by the city, and it's going to pull up a whole list of all the places where you can get food pantries, soup kitchens, all this kind of stuff, right? You print that out, and then you carry copies with you. And somebody begging you for some food, you just give it to them and say, look, here's some place where you could go and you can get you some food. There you go. Okay? If it's bothering you that much. But, I would have went off. Don't put your grubby, unwashed, homeless hands on my food. You could have lost your mind, heifer. That would be me. You know where them people, they don't have, like, facilities and be using the bathroom in the bushes and stuff. So, they don't have no soap or water. And they want to touch your food. Oh, hell to the no. I probably would have gave it to her just on the strength that she touched it. And I don't want whatever germs and bacteria that she got jumping around on her hands on me. Yeah, but food stamps is a process. You don't get them right then. The soup kitchen, you go there and you can leave with a bag of groceries right then. So food stamps is a process. You got to apply, they process it. Yeah. I mean, you might not get your stuff for a week. Soup kitchens, you get a meal right then. Food pantry, you get a bag of groceries right now. So that's why I'm saying these are better resources for someone who wants to eat right now. Okay. But yeah, San Francisco, man, if you're going to be homeless and don't have no money, that's the place to be. Cold, but it's the place to be. Question number 14, female, 18 to 21, from St. Petersburg, Florida. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost a year and are currently sophomores in college. We both have a goal that we want to get married to someone in the future and have children. I really want my boyfriend to be that someone someday in the future, but I'm not sure if he feels the same way. You only 18 to 21. He says he loves me. He thinks I'm a really cool person. We share, thanks, Brooklyn. Share a lot of interest, and we have mentally stimulating conversations and enjoy spending quality time together. However, the thought of us getting married, even in the context of several years from now, seems to freak him out a lot, at least from my point of view. He always gets upset and thinks I'm thinking too far in the future and live in a fantasy land, or even deflects by bringing up the fact that my ex and I dated in high school, and I had intentions of getting married one day and ended up breaking up, so intentions to marry someone are meaningless. I try to tell him I understand there's no guarantee that we will get married one day, but is that at least something you would be interested in? He won't give me a straight answer and says we're just vibing and getting through life together right now, and marriage shouldn't even cross my mind at this point. Deb, I try not to think about it, but damn it, I'm head over heels in love with this man. It really bothers me, especially when we talk about a future wife and kids that are clear goals for him in his mind in the future, as if I am completely separate from those things, as if a wife and I, or family and I, may never coexist. Okay, I don't know what you were trying to say. I know he's right to an extent that we do need to focus on our careers, but I make it clear that I'm talking about marriage in the context of the future after our careers are established. But his reaction seems as though I asked him to propose in a month or so. I always hear that it doesn't take a guy long to fall in love and know that he wants to marry a girl, especially if he really wants to get married someday. Because if that's the case, he may not really love me or see me in his future, and I am just, quote, for the moment. Is this old saying true, or should I just take what he has said with a grain of salt, and maybe we'd end up just falling into marriage? No, he's telling you the fact that he's not giving you an answer is your answer. You're a sophomore in college. That's pretty young still. But if he has it in his mind that he wants to be married someday and have kids, and he's telling this to you, but he's not painting you. But when you ask about you being that person, he gives you all kind of deflections and talks about how it's too soon and all this kind of stuff. Get out of this situation. Whatever it is you doing with him, you just there for the convenience of it. Most likely some booty. So he won't have to be by himself. He's not there. He's not looking at you as being that person, because he's not. He's just not. Now, there's going to be people saying, well, he's too young. Yeah, he is young, but you know what? Young men who aren't rinsed in the mirror don't talk about it then. Especially talk about it with a girl, in front of a girl that that's what she wants. But you steady telling her to her face that she's not the one, that she's too young, giving all these excuses. No, he does want to get married, but he does not want to get married to you. That's what he's telling you. So get your little self and get yourself on away from this fool here. Don't waste any more time with him. Okay? And you're both sophomores if that's a goal for yourself and you want to, because a lot of girls get married like right after they graduate from college. And for you, that would be about right. You date somebody for 2 years, and then as soon as you guys graduate, you get married. And you start your careers, and you do going about your business. Early 20s, that's, it wouldn't be something I'd want to do, but, a lot of people do it. And, some people, it works for them. So, he's basically telling you by avoiding a direct answer, that no answer is an answer. So understand what time it is and break up with this fool. Stop spending any more time wasting your time and energy on him and giving him all the stuff that you give him as his, quote, girlfriend, which, again, like I said, we're going to have a conversation about what all that means. And it just deuce out. Okay? Just wasting your time with this clown. And stay single. Okay? And if you're going to date somebody who's like a senior, about to graduate and start his career. He's going to be more positioned to think about the stuff that you want to think about. You got to remember, at your age, the girls are far more mature mentally and emotionally than the males of the equivalent age. Okay, so a guy who's 3 years or so older than you is going to be more on your mental and emotional wavelength than somebody who's your same age, a sophomore in college. He's just not mature enough right now. Question number 15. This is a female, 28 to 34, from Denver. Hi, Deb. A few months ago, I landed a new job that I was super excited about. I've been wanting to get into this field, and I know it would ultimately be my long-term career. I'll be the successor of a person who was working for the company for nearly 10 years, but just quit with no notice and without letting any of their colleagues know. Some staff has shared with me how beloved this person was and expressed to me that they were stunned that he left and that they've been shocked to see a new young face now in the position. From day one, I have been getting cold shoulders in a sense. Some, but not all, are not as welcoming to me despite reaching out to introduce myself and attempts to build bridges. It has been hard to navigate this cliquish, hazing-like culture where one has to prove themselves. My question is this: how can I navigate their passive aggressiveness towards me when I just got here? I was coming in happy, fresh, ideas, ready to learn more, but I was met with attitudes of, why are you here? The last person did things this way, not that way. Are you capable of doing XYZ correctly? I have moments of, why bother going above and beyond for these people? And recently I've just been sticking to my work and connecting with the few people who support me. Okay, you're too sensitive to be this old. 28 to 34 and you acting like this? Okay, let me give you some tips. You go into an environment like this, what you normally should do, this is what you should do. The people, you guys always have meetings, right? You have a meeting, so you ask your boss for 5 minutes because you want to, introduce yourself to everybody and make a statement. Okay, he's going to say, yeah, that's great. Okay, now I don't know how, you say recently, a few months ago. Well, it still might not be too late. So you in a meeting, this is my process. I stand up and I say, well, I want everybody to, in case I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, my name is Deborah. I've assumed the role that so-and-so abruptly left, on such and such a date. I'm here to, take over that role. I have a lot of great ideas. I'm open to hearing yours. And, let's take this job to the next level. Now, understand that, this person was very beloved and you guys are probably in shock about that. But, I want you to understand that I didn't have anything to do with him leaving. He did things a certain way. I can appreciate that, but they're not going to be done that way anymore because I'm going to change things that are more modern into things that are more modern, more utilizing of technology and new whatever. I don't know, you didn't say what the job is, but whatever it is, new processes, new software, whatever, you're going to upgrade how things are being done. If you have any questions about that, you don't understand anything, feel free to stop by my desk, My door's always open. Whatever. I'm always available for questions or comments. For lunch. I mean, you can throw in a joke or something in there, and then say, but it's very nice to meet all of you, and I'm sure I'll forget everyone's name, but I'll try to remember it as the weeks go by. Thank you, and you sit your ass down. Now you didn't do that. You're going to run around grinning at everybody, skinning and trying to be their friend. That's not your job to be their friends. You're there to get your work done. Okay, you don't have to be showing your teeth to all these motherfuckers. They ain't paying you to smile and be their buddy. That's not why you're there. Okay, and I'm not saying you got to be a bitch, but you don't. This is not. You don't need them to be your friend for you to do what you need to do. Stop looking for your coworkers to be your buddies. That's not their job, and it's not yours. Do your job. If they want to talk to you, then you be friendly and open with them. But you don't all this other stuff that you worried about. This is like high school. Grow up, okay? 28 to 34 acting like this. This is embarrassing. Question number 16, female, 42 to 49 from Lexington, Kentucky. I have been divorced from my ex-husband for 2 years now. We were together for 20 years. I have since remarried. My ex-husband dated around a lot and has finally found a girlfriend he thinks is serious enough that he wants her to meet our kids and to meet me. Deb, I don't know how to prepare myself for the meeting, and I'm kind of anxious about it. But my current husband is very jealous and bothered that I even seem to care. He feels like I shouldn't care about it because we are married and I've moved on. I've tried to explain to him that it's not a jealous feeling that I'm feeling. I do not miss being with my ex in any way. He was not good to me. But I am adjusting to the thought of a new woman in my kid's life and being compared to my ex-husband's new girlfriend. But I feel like my current husband is being very selfish by starting arguments about this. He is more worried about what this meeting is going to make him feel than how I'm going to feel. I don't know how to explain this to him. He has never been divorced or even had a long-term relationship before he met me. Oh, so he's stupid, inexperienced, and ridiculous. So how would I handle this? Okay, you being silly too, being compared to my ex-husband's new girlfriend. Who worries about some shit like that? You got a whole husband at your house. How you think you're going to be compared to some bitch he just met? For real? You're the kid's mother. Why are you worried about that? Again, high school mentality. I don't know. These letters tonight are just kind of irritating the hell out of me. I'm just, sometimes I just be amazed, but today I'm irritated. I'm just seriously irritated at these women. It's like you guys are too fucking old for this. I cannot believe the level of immaturity that I'm seeing in these letters. Grow the fuck up. Where is the adultness of going on here? I'm seeing a lot of childish and really like immaturity and silliness. And it's making me very frustrated. Lady, I'm going to tell you this. You with your husband, you say, look, my kids are going to have some bitch in their life that I don't know nothing about. I got to meet this cow, and I'm trying to figure out what's going to be my best approach to get the best information out of her, make sure when my kids are around her that they're safe and sound. That's my whole focus here. You trying to make it about you. Fuck you. This ain't about you. Okay? So I don't know what else to tell you. You could be mad if you want to, walk around with your lips tongue out so much that you walk on it and drag on the ground. I don't care what you do. This is not about you. This is about my kids. Okay, now the man is reaching out. He wants to be, because she's going to be co-parenting with him. My kids are going to be there. I need to know who this woman is. You trying to make it be all about you and your ego and our marriage don't have shit to do with either one of those. Now, get over it. You know what I mean? Just acting like a big ass baby. He would have got cussed out. But I mean, what I'm saying is true. I mean, that is what your concern is. She's going to be, if that's his girlfriend, he's going to keep her. She's going to be over your kids. She's going to be having in a position, what I said, like a circle of influence. She has entered their circle of influence. You need to know who this woman is and what she's all about. What's her mental state? She's going to be over your kids. So, your husband right now is just stupid. I don't know what to tell you. In Lexington, Kentucky. You keep this shit up, you're going to be single again, because I'm not having it. This is about my kids and their mental and emotional and physical safety. It ain't about your ego. So put yourself over there somewhere and get out of my face with this. Question number 17, female, 28 to 34 from Dallas, Texas. Deb, how have you handled being disrespected by someone higher up during a meeting? To clarify, this is my boss's boss. My boss's boss that we're talking about. I was doing a presentation. We were going over some numbers. There was a 30,000 plus amount that we were discussing. And then he, quote, jokingly says, this makes up half Miss Parker's income. He then continued by saying that he made, quote, more than I did. I make more than that. I'm not a manager. I'm in a senior analyst role. But the fact that he called me out like that made me feel inferior and smaller than everyone else in the meeting. I felt like it was some weird power trip on his end. I can't control what people say, but what should I do if a situation like this happens again? How would you have handled someone clowning you like that in a meeting? I would have clowned them right back. I can already tell you, because as I was reading this, I could picture myself. Okay, just say his name is Fred. That's my usual, after Fred Flintstone. That's my name I like to call when me and act stupid like this. So he would have said jokingly, this makes up half Miss Parker's income. I would have put down my pointer or chalkboard or whatever I was using, and I would have stared at him and said, does that make you feel like the big man now to say something like that? What was the point of that? Now, that's not saying anything to you. I'm just asking a question. That's how you can get away with a whole bunch of stuff. When you want to clown people like that back, you don't make statements. You ask questions. It's a trick I learned from my oldest brother, because he's good at this. So you ask questions. Does it make you feel better? Do you feel like the big man on campus now? Or, just lording it over everyone? I think everybody here knows that you make more than most of us because of your position. So that's kind of a redundant statement, unnecessary. Attention seeking, a whole bunch of other things I can think of, but I really do want to know why you felt the need to say that. Put him on the spot, but he's going to be sitting up there sputtering because he won't have an answer, but he had an outburst like a 12-year-old. And then you just look at him up and down with disgust on your face. You don't say nothing. You just give him the look. He's going to know. Everybody in the room is going to know. And then you go back to doing what you was doing on your presentation. If you're done, let me proceed here. And then you go back to doing what you were doing. Now, let me tell you how when you handle stuff like that, they won't fuck with you again. Because everybody's too scared of your mouth. One thing, when you have men like that, they don't like to be embarrassed. But see, he would have done that to himself. But by you stopping the meeting and focusing all your attention on him and asking him, what was the point of that, Fred? Why did you do that, Fred? Do you feel better now, Fred? You feel important now, Fred? Then he's just going to sit there. See, all those are questions. Right? I asked a bunch of questions. Do you have answers for my questions, Fred? No? Okay, well, let me finish up my presentation here. And then you go on and do it. Yeah, childish as hell. That's what I'm saying, like he's 12. Like a 12-year-old boy, trying to get the attention of the girl he likes or something. Saying something stupid, that's equivalent to me of that kind of outburst. It was supposed to be a professional meeting, but I bet you do something like that, they'll never do that again. Ever. Nobody in the organization will ever try to clown you again because they don't want none of that smoke. And it's the kind of thing when you do it in such a gracious way, you don't have to use profanity and stuff in situations like that, although, I have when I was ready to quit a job. It's like, all you motherfuckers, blah, 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 and then I get my shit and walk out. Because I don't expect, to stay there because I'm not ready for, I have my limits. I'm not ready for what's going to get because they want to hit you up with, insubordination and all this other kind of shit here. No, I'm not going to give you the chance to do that because I'm out. Boop. I'm gone. Here's my resignation letter. What they going to do? They got to send you under the California law, they got to send you your last paycheck, right? And, when I'm ready to quit, I already ease all my stuff out the door. So on the day when I quit, all I have to do is grab my coat and my purse. I don't have pictures and all that stuff. I've already taken all that home. I've eased those out one or two at a time over the last couple of weeks because I knew that I'm going to leave. And when I leave, I don't want you to walk out the door. I don't want you to have to ship me nothing, go back and get nothing, talk to you ever again. Deb don't work like that. That's a good one. But I wouldn't ask that because the fact then he could say no. So I would not ask a question and put myself in a situation like that. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't recommend that because that opens the door for him to say, why would I give you a raise? Because he's going to be thinking it's funny again. So now you back on the spot. I don't do it that way. I just shut him down from the outset. I'm not going to ask no question that was going to make him feel like he has to grant me a favor or I'm looking for anything from him. Those aren't the kind of questions I ask. I ask questions to make him look stupid. Question number 17. Oh, wait, that's it. Question 18, male, 22 to 27 from Portland, Oregon. A girl wants to go out for drinks next Friday after work, but this is usually the time I'll have dinner, and I'm assuming she as well. I feel guilty if she would be hungry the whole time and not asking her to dinner. But I took a girl out recently to a very nice Italian restaurant, and she kept ordering expensive wine, etc., and it cost me $75. And it wasn't even a nice experience for myself. There was no good chemistry. You can imagine that as a man being expected to pay for dates, 2 dates a week at that rate, would amount to leasing a brand new Jaguar. No, it wouldn't. So I like the idea of coffee or tea at first, which I suggested, but she prefers drinks. So should I aim for 5 p.m.ish right after work, but keep the option of getting dinner at a nearby place if the date goes well? Otherwise, have a max of 2 drinks and call it a night? Yeah, that's what you should have done anyway. So even if you do meet for drinks, I keep telling you guys, people don't date right. You're there to meet the person and check them out. That's it. Okay, so you say, okay, well, I have an hour. When you get there, say, I have an hour, and then I have to go back to work. It's not true. I have to go back to the work. Some things I need to, clear up, so I can't really drink too much. But, let's do this or whatever. So then that's when, okay, so you meet her there at 5:15. Well, at 6:15, you get up and say, well, this has been great, blah, 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 blah. And then you leave. Okay, so you out 2 drinks, unless she's a lush, then maybe she might have 3. But 2 is, reasonable. And so once you finish that second one, you start making emotions asking for your check. If she want to stay and have more drinks, then she can do that, but you don't pay for them. I'm telling you, if I was a dude, I would be such a savage. I'd be like, okay, you have a drink, everything. Would you like another? Okay, drink. So when they bring that second drink, can you bring our check, please? That would be me. I bet you I'm not getting you drunk. I'm not just sitting here feeding your lush ass all night, liquor all night. That's not my role here. And so then they bring the check. She knows what that means. You cut off, ho. That's what that means. If you want any more alcohol, you got to reach in your purse and make it happen, because I'm not paying for it. Now, dudes, you hearing me? That's how you need to handle yourself. You don't let some girl run up $75 worth of drinks, and you don't pay and expensive ass wine and stuff. Like she couldn't get the happy hour drinks for $2.99. Well, see, most people don't really, but Deb is an alcoholic, so I'm gonna drink me some drinks. I don't care. And if a dude asked for the check and he was gone, that'd be fine, because I just call my girls up and say, hey, I'm over here at such and such a place. What y'all doing? Oh, girl, yeah, this and that. Well, come on over here. All right, I'm already 2 drinks up on you, but I'll wait for you to come and we got some more and some hors d'oeuvres and stuff, or have dinner. Yeah, okay, I'll be right there. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to drink. They don't want to have alcohol, and that's fine. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying that I don't have a problem with that. So that would be my suggestion to you, sir. Put a time limit on it, and then create an excuse why you got to get up out of there. Question number 19, female, 22 to 27, Washington, D.C. She's an Aries. Bottom line, I am tired of being a helpmeet to this man, and I no longer want to babysit my boyfriend's autistic brother on my own. I'm 27. I've been dating my boyfriend, Rick, not his real name, 29, for almost 4 years. Wow, that's a long time. He has an autistic older brother, 32, we'll call Sam, that is also blind and needs 24/7 supervision. My boyfriend's mother is his caretaker and has raised Rick and his 2 brothers on her own as a single mom. The only time she gets to leave the house is if someone were to babysit Sam while she's out. I have babysat Sam multiple times with my boyfriend over the years, and babysit him probably 5 times by myself when asked by Rick's mom. Usually we just watch TV for a few hours in the living room, as Sam usually stays lying in bed the entire time. We watch him for between 3 and 8 hours. I have 0 experience babysitting or taking care of people, though. His mom has asked me only a few times to watch him, but it gives me anxiety every time. Sam can have seizures and could die from choking on his vomit. The last time he had a seizure, his mom was with me, but I had no idea he had that kind of thing happening. She immediately knew because apparently he got too quiet. Last week, she asked me to watch Sam by myself so she could go grocery shopping. Rick was working and I wasn't doing anything that day. I felt uncomfortable, but I said okay, because I know she didn't have many days where she gets to leave the house, and I felt bad saying no. When I came over, she left and then texted me to feed him. Because he is blind, I cut up his food and fed him by mouth while he was lying down. Later, when Sam's mom returned, she told me that he had left a huge dump in the toilet. I had no idea he had used the bathroom on his own while I was in the living room, and it freaked me out. Okay, so then they got into argument about them not showing you the proper way to feed him and some other stuff. Yeah. Rick told me that he had no resource on how to take care of Sam growing up, and he learned by trial and error. And apparently that's how he and his mom expected me to learn. I told Rick I never felt comfortable watching Sam on my own and told him I don't want to watch Sam on my own anymore. He told me that I should have said no when his mother asked me to watch him if I was uncomfortable, and that when I was feeding Sam, when his mother asked by saying yes, I was implying I knew what I was doing, and I should have asked questions if I didn't know what to do. In the end, I admitted that I should have said no, knowing I was uncomfortable. I should have spoken up. Would it be unfair of me to ask not to watch Sam by myself anymore? Rick's mom very rarely asked me to watch Sam by myself. Usually Rick is the one when we babysit Sam. It's also fairly low maintenance to watch him as a usual routine to sit in the living room and watch TV for a few hours. Yeah, but he's blind. He throws up. He poops everywhere. And then he has seizures. That would be a hell no in my book. I'm not doing that. First of all, you say you're tired of being a helpmeet. Chick, did you forget that you're not even married? You're not a helpmeet. You know what you are? A fool. That's what you are. In the Washington, D.C. area, 22 to 27, with a man that's trying to put all this burden and responsibility on you for his autistic brother. They have social services. Now, why is this family not applying for some help with Sam? They have respite workers. In the mother, they would schedule you like 2 days a week or something where the mother could just go and do whatever she wanted to do. They would have babysitters come in and help her clean up the house, all kind of stuff. But she has to go and seek that out and stop trying to interfere with her kids' lives and make them give up their whole life to take care of what's his face, or put what's his face in some kind of center or home or something. Most people like that, they want to take care of their beloved at home and all this kind of stuff, but it's to the point where the lady is getting older. Some decisions are going to have to be made at some point within the next 10 years what to do with this kid, because the boys are going to have their own lives. It's not going to be fair for them to be having to burden themselves and their families, their wives and their kids having to be around that all the time. That's not going to work. So they're going to have to figure out something. So they may as well start figuring it out now. But they have care homes for people like that. People are trained there. That's what they do. And so they have people that, autistic, different learning disabilities, whatever. They all live there together. They all have their own room. They have assistants to come in. It's an organized, it's a business, and it's organized to take care of people with those kind of special needs and special considerations. That's what they need to start looking to do, because the mother, depending on her age, the sons are in their late 20s, and you don't know. You didn't say what, his other brothers are older than him or younger. This brother's older, but are the other brothers older than him or younger than your boyfriend Rick? So that's going to depend. So I don't really know how to say how old the mother is, but I would imagine she's at least in her 50s if she got at least a 32-year-old son, right? So, she got another 10 years or so before she's not going to be able to do this. You guys, your boyfriend and his brothers need to start putting together a plan what they're going to do with the Sam character. If they want to have any kind of life and family of their own, they better start figuring out something. You know what I mean? The lady is getting older. She's not going to be able to physically do this with this big adult man like that. She's not going to be able to. Changing his diaper and all that kind of stuff. She's not going to be able to do that. They better start thinking about that. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Well, the houses out here, they do have their own room. They have their own room. Some of them, if it's like a facility, they might have a roommate. But if it's in a private residence, they have their own rooms. All the people in there have their own rooms. That's here in California, in these kind of group home type of situations. But the larger ones do. Sometimes they might have to share, and sometimes they'll have their own room. But one person, two maybe. But whatever it is, he's gonna have. There'll be people there, trained staff, to help him with his day-to-day stuff, and keep an eye out for him. They have special programs, special entertainment for people, sightless. There are all kind of stuff that might even be to his advantage. He would have a much more fulfilling existence than he has now, staying home looking at them. Well, I guess he's not looking at them, but you know what I mean. I didn't mean that. That was kind of messed up. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Question number 20, male, 22 to 27, from, what is this? Torquay Torquay, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, in Devon, England. What's the appropriate response to missing a call from a girl calling in the middle of the night? Basically, this girl called me at 3 a.m. when I was sleeping and I couldn't answer because I was unconscious, LOL. Usually I text the next day after something like that happens with what was it, but I realized that's a terrible response. However, I don't know what to say, so any help would be appreciated. I don't know whether to play the curious role, the savage role, or the more middle of the road. Was it an emergency role? Side note, she and I kind of had something going on a year and a half ago, but nothing really happened. Okay, so then that means you didn't have nothing going on in whatever, Devon, England. Dude, why is some girl calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why is your phone even on? I turn mine into do not disturb when mine set to automatically roll over to do not disturb at 10 p.m. and it does not get off of that until 7 a.m. the next day. So ain't nobody calling me. You ain't texting me. You're not getting me. Okay? If it's that important, you're going to leave a message. And I can see the message and I will answer it if I want to. It might be because of that, but he said that nothing ever happened. They something was going on a year and a half ago, but nothing ever went down. So, her to call at 3 o'clock in the morning out of the blue is kind of bizarre. And, if I were a dude, I don't think I would trust that anyway. Because I'd be like, what you calling me for kind of thing. I'd be like, But that's just me. I would be that's sus as hell to me. Like, that's what you ran through everybody else and now you got me as the last resort? Are you trying to hook me up into some weirdness where I'm going to get robbed or something? I mean, my mind works in mischievous ways. So that's not something that I would be too excited about. If I was a dude, I would have just done what he did, rolled over and went right back to sleep and just thought about it the next day. But if I were you, I would just act like I never got it and just go on with my life. That's what I would do. Question number 21. This is a male, 22 to 27 from Seattle, Washington. He's a Gemini. Hi, Deb. Thank you, Candace, for picking my letter. I need help figuring out what to do about my dog and my girlfriend. My St. Bernard Waffles is a lover, not a fighter. You named a St. Bernard Waffle. He's the type of dog where if my apartment ever had a burglar, he'd go grab his best ball and try to start up a game of fetch with him. If I'm on the couch, he's on the couch. If I'm in bed, he is too. If I'm at my desk, his head is in my lap. My new girlfriend, well, every time she comes over, he thinks it's a petting session for him. So he nudges his head up against her hand or full on gets in her lap. Wait a minute. St. Bernards are huge dogs. What's he doing getting his big giant self like a bear up in somebody's lap? She feels that it's at the point where we aren't allowed to be a couple without him. I feel like he's essentially family and that it's not like he's biting or attacking her. He's looking for hugs, scratches, petting, and belly rubs. Since Waffles won't be going anywhere, is it possible for me to get her to accept him more? No, what you need to do is get you a girlfriend that likes to share her man with a dog. That ain't this chick. She's tired of this shit. I would be too. First of all, I don't want no 80, 100-pound dog in my lap. Now, if you had a little chihuahua or some little cockapoo or something, I might be different. But you got some big old hairy bear beast dog trying to climb on somebody. That'd be like knocking the wind out of me. No, that's not going to work. So what you're trying to do, you want to treat this dog like it's family. Do you know even people who have kids get babysitters? They have time away from their children. You don't seem to want to have time away from your dog. So guess what? You're going to have a dog and no girlfriend. That's where your life is headed. You cannot force her to change what she wants, which is a boyfriend, and her boyfriend's attention and time with him and intimacy with him and romance with him and all those kind of things, private couple time. She can't get any of that because of your damn dog. So you're going to have your dog and you're not going to have a girlfriend. That's your choice that you're making. Question number 22, female 18 to 21. Out of 26 questions, so we're winding down. Female 18 to 21 out of London. Dad, my partner threatens to leave me every time we argue. I need to ask you, is this normal behavior? I'm 21 and he is 25. When we argue, he always defaults to, I've had enough of this. I'm leaving. He maintains this for several hours, sometimes days after the argument. If I suggest talking, he responds with, what's the point? There's nothing to talk about. Eventually, he calms down and admits he overreacted and he won't leave. We have a 10-month-old baby. Every time he does this, I'm just on edge, wondering when he's going to do it again. What should I do? You should block him, and the next time he hears from you, it should be from the court for child support orders. Y'all kill me with this. I keep telling you, girls, stop having babies by these goddamn motherfuckers that you're dealing with. You're not a wife. You have no. It's bad enough when you're married to them, but you just you just a baby mama, and you did that to yourself. What you do that for? You have a 10-month-old baby. You say that like it's something, like some badge of honor or something. It means that you were stupid a year ago and got pregnant by a dusty bum. That's what that means. And now you want to write this letter about how he's dogging you out and emotionally abusing you. You got yourself in this situation, okay? You never had to do this. But this is how you're going to handle it, because he's only yanking you around like this because you let him, okay? So when he goes off on his next little tangent and he don't want to talk to you and stuff, while he's doing that, block him, okay? And then you go down to the child support office and wherever you are, London, England, and you go down to the child support place and you give them his name, his whatever his ID number, they call it social security number here. I don't know what they call it in England. And you give them that and his address and all this, where he works and all this stuff. You fill out the paperwork and then you go back home. And then he gonna show up at your house like, what's going on? And you're like, oh, you didn't want to talk to me, so I blocked you to make sure that happened. The next communication you'll be getting will be from the child support. We're going to work that out. You get your visitation and stay out of my face. Leave me alone. Okay? I'm not playing these games with you anymore. You're trying to yank somebody around. I'm tired of this shit. I hate that I even had this damn baby by you. And if you say anything about you want to get custody of the baby, don't even worry about having to go to court, because I will sign her over to you and you can have this headache. That's how you shut that down, because that's the first thing they want to do. I'll take your child. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I'll give it to you. I will give you your child. I will happily pay child support from the south of France, where I'm on the beach, because I can hook my stuff up to a Wi-Fi and transfer that money to you and then go on right on back to the partying. Don't let these men yank your chain like that. But anybody listen to this, you got some raggedy ass boyfriend, don't be having no kids. Keep your birth control tight. Do not have kids by boyfriends. Half of husbands don't need to have any. They don't act right. But you definitely shouldn't be having children with some dude you're not even married to. What is this? So many women do this now. I don't understand. Question number 23, female, 22 to 27, out the UK. I have been with my boyfriend for 4 years, and in that time, he has suffered a lot with his mental health. He has a diagnosis, takes meds, and does therapy. The main issue is every few months, he has such a low period that he doesn't even go to work. This has resulted in him losing jobs, having to do temporary work, and once was a factor in an unlive attempt. Oh. I love him and want to support him, but I am worried that we can't have a stable future with marriage, kids, and a mortgage if he potentially can't hold down a job. Since I've been with him, he's had 5 or 6 different jobs, 4 years. Okay. I just feel like nothing is changing with his low times. The same pattern starts every time, and it takes him weeks to get out of it. It feels like therapy isn't doing anything useful, and nothing will ever change. Do you or any of the ladies of the squad have any advice? Deb, have you ever been in a relationship with someone who really struggles with their mental health? Should I stay to support him or walk away to look after my own mental health? What? Okay, you spent 4 years with somebody dipping and falling and failing like this? What's wrong with you? This, by the first time he did this, I would have deuced out. See, Deb, you wrote to me about this, and you must have heard me say this several times. I don't do cray. I don't do mental illness. I don't do depression. I don't do bipolar. I don't do none of that. None of that. You got any kind of issues like that, you're going to have them by yourself, because I don't have time for that. I don't have those things, and I'm not going to be dealing with nobody else who does either. Okay? I don't know what's going on with you, and you got a shrink and it's not helping, then get a different one. Okay? Obviously, you need somebody else with some different skills, because the one that you got is not doing nothing. But he want to stay with the same one. I mean, that's not your problem. You're not married. You're 22 to 27 years old. In the prime of your life, and you wasting with some old confused, miscellaneous reject mental case. Get the hell away from this fool. He can't do nothing for you. He can't even do anything for himself. Think of all the years you just wasted of your life that you were never going to get back. There's nothing you can do here. You're not a professional mental health person. All you're doing is just wasting your time. Leave this fool, okay? And then once you do, block his number so he can't call you. Question number 24, female, 28 to 34, from Fullerton, California. Oh, this looks long. Going back over 2 months ago, I met a man on a dating site. We were talking about 2 months before he asked me to meet for coffee. We went out for coffee and we got on well, and we both agreed to go on a second date. Overall, I dated this man for about 6 weeks, and he seemed to be a quiet, introverted kind of guy and seemed very genuine. We used to text each other every day in between dates, normally initiated by him, until he fell off and it felt like it was just me initiating the texting. One thing led to another, and I started to feel like he wasn't interested anymore. I thought I would put this to the test and ask him out on another date. He agreed, and we went out for a meal one evening. While we were out, he seemed okay towards me, but he looked tired and said he was telling me about some things in his life that were stressing him out. It was about 4 days after this that I had texted him to see how he was doing, and in reply to my message, he said that he wasn't very good. He then went on to tell me about some more negative things happening in his life and how he feels like he's messed up in the head. He told me that he's going to see a doctor, so several days later, I texted him to see how it went at the doctor's. Oh, God. He then said that they were going to refer him to a, quote, special unit. So here we go. He then said that he couldn't see me anymore because he's too messed up in the head. I offered him my support and told him to go off and get better, however long that takes. Because I've been messaging him on WhatsApp, I can tell that he hasn't seen my messages. It's been 4 days now, and he still hasn't seen my messages, even though I can see that he's been online using the app. I understand how, if he's mentally ill, he may withdraw himself from other people in his life and not feel like texting. But I'm sure if that was the case, he would not bother with WhatsApp at all. Deb, he seems to be online, obviously messaging others, but still it appears ignoring my messages. I don't understand what's going on. Can you explain it to me? Yes, he's pulling the old, I'm mentally ill, okie doke. Oh, I talked about this, when was that, a couple of weeks ago? This is a standard. This is like one of the most popular games that dudes pull on women. Let me tell you why they pull it. Okay, one, they know from having dealt with you that most women are soft touches, and if they say something about somebody died or they're suffering from some mental illness or some physical illness, it's amazing how many of them catch cancer. Okay, it's like they catch it like a cold. Okay, so it's like them three things tend to be the most favorite things. Somebody died, they caught a disease like cancer, or they're depressed. Okay, they have some mental problem, some depression is usually the one of choice. So they pull out one of them three cards and they throw it down. And then most of you, being the sensitive, caring souls that you are, be like, oh my God, he's suffering. He needs my help. He needs my support. Oh, I'm going to be there for him. You say all that kind of stuff. You know what Dan says? I don't give a fuck. I don't have shit to do with me. Bye. I don't give a shit. Did somebody die? Well, how old were they? Well, they was 90 or something. Bitch needs to be dead 30 years ago. What the fuck? Or they were like, well, I'm going crazy. Well, I don't do crazy motherfuckers, right? So just get off my phone. Leave me alone. Don't ever call me again. Or, I got cancer. Oh, that means you're going to be dead pretty soon then. What you going to will me? What kind of flowers you want at your funeral? I might send you some flowers. What funeral home you think you're going to go to? Because, most families, they have a favorite. I just don't, I don't care. I don't care. And that's the part that they just can't believe. It's like, I can't believe you saying that to me. Motherfucker, please. I don't give a, some old bitch in your family died, your daddy, you. I don't care who it is. It don't have nothing to do with me. So why should I even waste my energy thinking about it? I don't care. Okay? Die. I'm just saying. I'm not lying. This is I just don't give a shit. So when they start trying to pull that stuff, I just be like, click. I'm not trying to talk to you. You're not getting no sympathy from me because I just don't care. I don't know what you guys want from me. I'm just telling you the truth. This kind of stuff doesn't work for me, on me. They be trying to evoke sympathy because they want you to feel sorry for them so you let them ease out your life without a whole bunch of emotional drama and stuff. Why? We were doing so well. Why are you rejecting me? Oh my God. What did I do wrong? I'll change. All the stuff that y'all be saying, try to keep your mitts in these little loser knuckleheads. low-life, bonehead fools. And, so they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with all that. They don't care about your emotions. So they like, this is slightly better than ghosting in that he went out for the free meal that you offered, but he'd already ghosted you. Notice how you had to hunt him up. Dude was already gone. Oh, and then as soon as you call, I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well at all. So that was a setup right there. And you at that point you were supposed to say, oh, you're not doing well? Oh, okay. Well, bye. And then hang up. Just to let him know. You don't need to go through all these changes and stuff. I was just calling just to see. But see, Deb don't call me in. So I wouldn't even have done that either. If I didn't hear, no, this is not a comedy show. This is real. You don't know. I'm just an asshole. I don't give a shit about these men and their feelings. I just don't care. If what you feeling is contradictory to what I want to feel, then I just don't care what you feel. And this is very real. I'm not joking. You ain't giving me what I want, what I need, what I prefer. There's no you need a reason for you to be in my life. So get out. Oh, and this is the final one. Oh, wait, is it? Did I skip one? Hold on a second. I might have skipped one. Oh, I sure did. This one starts on the bottom of the page. Okay, here we go. Another one about online dating, it looks like. Question 25. We got 26 questions. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I have a question about ghosting and standing women up for funsies. Funsies. Is this a thing now? Is it just a particular Philly quirk? If it's an online dating thing, or maybe I'm accidentally dog dick ugly and that didn't come through in pictures, but I've been on Tinder for almost a year now. I'm looking for casual hookups and non-committed dating because of my current awkward situation. Going back to school, looking for a new job, might relocate the next year or so. Apart from 3 people, I have been ghosted a bunch of times that most of the time they plan for a coffee date at a coffee shop or grab a beer at a local bar and then they show me up. Is this some kind of new game men are playing? What's up with this mess? I don't know. I don't do online dating. You asking the wrong person. I have no answer for you. I don't know if this is I don't think this is just a Philly thing because women talk about, this, and they be in the UK, Canada, everywhere, that this is just a thing that people do. But you got to realize if you on Tinder, people are just there for the momentary hookup or whatever. So you might not be ugly, but if they see somebody who's better looking and they just there for the moment anyway, they gonna go over there. And most people that have full-time jobs only have so much free time. So why would they spend it with somebody who's like maybe a number 3 on the list when they can go with the number 10? So I think that's what happened. But one thing you could do is just do like the dudes and set up 2 dates at the same time. And just have them there say, oh, this is Tom and this is Fred. How y'all doing? How your mama doing? And then just sit there and talk to both of them. It's a twofer. That sounds like a better plan to me. Then if one of them don't show up, you still got the other one. If neither one of them show up, just look around the bar and then take your drink and go sit down next to some cute dude and like, hi, what your name is? Yeah, I don't know. This online dating thing, I keep threatening to set up a profile and do it just so I can have something to talk about and just to come back and tell you guys, about my experiences. But on the bottom line, I don't even have time to do what I'm trying to do. So I don't really have time to do all of that. But it would be probably interesting. But my biggest concern is, so judging by the stories that the ladies tell, a lot of these guys are so disrespectful in their approach. And me, I don't have a filter. So they would say some off-color stuff to me, and they would become every kind of motherfucker I could think of. And then the, management of the site would be like, yeah, we don't want you here. We don't like your kind. Your mouth is out of control. So I feel like that's too much work because you got to go set that profile up and go through all them changes. I'm not trying to do all that. That's too much work. Nah, you guys, I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for Deborah to be on an online dating site. Can you imagine? Somebody comes up there and say, hey, oh, is your booty big? Is your wallet big? Because if you don't have at least $10,000 in cash in it right now, then you can't even talk to me. Don't worry about what size my booty is because it's too big for you, son. I don't know. Yeah, it would be comedy. You're right. because I would not hold back because I felt like I had nothing to lose. And let's not get froggy because then I'll have to pull out Roscoe and have you doing some river dancing with the bullets I'd be firing at you. That might not be fun for you, so that might not work. I don't know. Anyway, I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, that's probably not a good idea. Can you imagine? River dancing, whatever. That would be me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would work too well. Let's go to this last question so we can end this torture. Question number 26, female, 28 to 34 from Montreal, Canada. She is a Pisces. I started talking to someone about 6 months ago after I split from my ex. He got in touch with me. He knew I wasn't over my ex at the time and knew I was not looking for a relationship because I actually told him this. I thought we had become friends. We talked a lot. Sometimes we were a bit flirty, and on occasion we did cross the line of friendship and had eggplant. And there were some feelings on my side, but nothing I wanted to act on because I didn't want a relationship with anyone. If we met at a different time in my life, then yes, it probably would have been different. Then things started to get a bit weird between us, and he said this whole time that he's been hoping I'd change my mind about a relationship, but he can see I'm not going to. He said he has enough friends and doesn't need another one, so he wants nothing more to do with me. It really hurts, Deb. I'm not good enough to be his friend. Oh my God. Are you? But would be okay for a relationship? I don't get it. I know I need to get over it, and he's entitled to feel how he feels and never speak to me again if that's what he wants. I can't change that, but it's so hard to be cut out of someone's life like that. I know it probably looks like I was being selfish and leading him on. Maybe I was, but I honestly didn't mean to. I was always honest about not wanting a relationship. He did make me happy and I enjoyed his company. I really valued our friendship. But now I feel a bit used and like the whole relationship between us was fake on his side and just some ploy to try and get to date him, be intimate with him. I feel like he's punishing me for not wanting to take things further by taking away his friendship. He never really cared about me, did he? He has walked away from our friendship because I won't have a romantic relationship with him. Is this okay? What should I do? You should go into the mirror and you should see that silly bitch staring back at you, and you should take this hand and walk way back at that and slap the shit out of her because that's what something is wrong with you. Okay, let me run through this because you seem to be simple-minded. 28 to 34, too old for this. Way too old. See what I mean, ladies, about tonight? The common thing, these women are just way too old for this and they're stupid as hell. Most of the women that wrote in tonight are just an embarrassment. Their lack of emotional maturity is frightening to me. Yeah, this is a silly bitch. Oh my God. Okay, so let's roll through this. Okay, so you meet a dude. You know he wants a relationship. You tell him I don't want one. Okay. You all just gonna be friends. But then you be flirty and then you cross the line of friendship and you did the do. Once you did that, you're no longer friends with him. Because see, my thing is if I don't sleep with my female friends, I don't sleep with my male ones either. That's how there's a standard here to friendship. Once you cross over that barrier, then you become lovers. And once you become lovers, you no longer can just go back to being friends. Don't work like that. So what you did was you gave him a little taste. You toyed with them. That's what you did. Well, you giving them a taste of a relationship, but then you keep saying, "Oh no, I don't want a relationship." Okay, well let's go to bed. No, but I don't want a relationship. Oh, well let's hang out and let's be friendly. Oh, but no, I don't want a relationship. Okay, so you just yanking a man's chain. So finally he realized, in spite of you doing all of those things and sending all those mixed messages, that you still are talking all this "I don't want a relationship" stuff. But he likes you. He wants to have a commitment with you, but you don't want that. So he's feeling like, okay, I can't do this anymore. This is hurting me. I want more and she's never going to give it to me. So why am I here? I should go get it from, some woman who wants to give it to me. So that's what he's doing. He's leaving your indecisive, half-stepping, mixed message ass alone. And he's going to find a woman who's going to mean what she says and say what she means. And her words and her actions are going to match up. That's not you. You all over the place. And they got the nerve to be having an attitude. Well, I'm not good enough to be his friend. You were good enough to be his friend, but once you pulled your underwear off and jumped into bed with him, so then you did that. And so you took it outside the friendship zone, and then you mad at him because he wants to do all of that again and have it more and be a part of the relationship that he has with you. But you mad. I don't get it. You stupid. That's what I say. You just a silly bitch. And I know that's mean, and people be like, how can you say that to people who write you advice? Not because I can do that. Okay? It's free. They ain't paying me. So it's, I'm going to say what I feel. Everybody knows that. It's right on the advice form when you submit your question. It says that if you have sensitive feelings, don't write to me because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. And like today, it's just been a bad day. It's just like a bunch of silly women writing. All the letters is in the same column. It just makes me crazy. I have a headache. I need a drink. I don't have no alcohol in my house. I might have to go to bed, Mom. This is just unbelievable to me. Let me just say this, ladies. If you have any doubt that what you're doing falls under the realm of silly bitch shit, and you have like sensitive feelings, don't write me. Don't do that. I mean, you're gonna get your feelings hurt, and I'm just gonna get a headache. It's just a bad combination for both of us. Okay, I'm here to give advice about sensible situations. I'd say the majority of the letters that came in today indicate a marked lack of mental and emotional maturity in the female letter writers. It's embarrassing how old y'all are and how stupid you act. Just the stuff that you say and the decisions that you make, how you conduct yourself. It's just embarrassing. Stop it. There's over 1,000 videos on this channel on just about every topic that you can imagine. Go to the top of the channel in the search bar. You just type in whatever search string interests you, like emotional maturity, setting boundaries, avoiding dusties, building self-esteem, or boosting confidence, whatever it is, whatever you're looking for. There's a video most likely on here already about it. Okay? Sometimes I hit stuff from a different angle, but pretty much everything that I want to say has already been said. But I do have a couple of things I'm going to be talking about in the next couple of weeks. That should be interesting. Now, we still have another week of Debruary. It ends next Monday. Okay, on the 28th is our final show. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a live stream with Elliot talking about, this is one of my guests I interview every year pretty much for the last 8-9 years. He's going to be on talking about his new book, how to get him to man up so you don't have to, get him to wear the pants so you don't have to. That's what I'm going to be talking about. So you guys are welcome to come with your questions about your man and how he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And then we got a couple of uploads that'll be coming on. I won't be here, but you can come. And we're going to be with Amy. It's going to be on the 24th. On the 25th is Joelle, how to teach you how to not avoid confrontation. And then on the 26th, self-sabotage with Dr. Candace Setti. Okay. And then another live stream on the 27th, the last day of February, how to trust yourself more, which is an important topic for this channel. We have a lot of women who don't trust their judgment. And then we'll be ending on the 28th. I was trying to get a panel together. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I'll figure out something to talk about. I'm thinking I'm going to talk about this boyfriend thing because it's driving me crazy. But other than that, you guys, thanks for coming. I'm going to go ahead to Vivo now and get something to calm my nerves. And I will see everybody here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 if you're on the East Coast. All right? See you there. Bye-bye.